Did your boots stop working? Did your truck break down? And we're like, oh my God, what is this? And I was like, oh, ha ha ha. They're like, no. We're writing this song.
Hi, beautiful human. I'm Zach. That's Anna. Welcome to the studio for the first time ever. It's crazy to talk to you into this setting.
I know. We've been friends for, 2 years now?
Yeah, I've known you.
Crazy.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Dash
I'm
is
so happy.
here. Yo, you should be so happy.
Dude, everything is flipped on its head in a month. It's just like, what the hell is even happening? It's like, what? What?
You've been working a long time for this moment.
Yeah.
Like a long time.
Put my first song out when I was 13.
I've read about it. Do you remember the lyrics?
Oh, yeah. It's called Talk to Me. It's about my first boyfriend who is now gay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What were some of the lyrics?
It was like, you want me to sing it for you?
Yeah, please.
I was confused in the beginning about me and you. You gave me smooth talk, so I stayed for a while. It was like this whole thing, and we like hold hands at lunch, and I was so in love with him, and I'd stay up to like 10 p.m. Snapchatting him at night, and I was like, this is my end game. And then he's like, I like boys, and I'm like, sick.
The truth was he was confused about him.
Yeah, exactly. That was the real tea.
But you helped him find his truth.
I know, I helped him. I was a big part of his journey, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
And what from that song has continued? Like, what did you establish in that moment?
This is a crazy beginning to this.
Practice creatively that you still carry with you, even with the album that we get today. Is there anything?
I realized that me being super vulnerable with my lyrics and like my storytelling is the sauce. And so I feel like from the beginning, I've really been into like super visual storytelling and like I just keep it really real. And I think that's been helping a lot move the narrative, if that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah.
Like the God's truth is like we were friends and I would watch you work really hard, but I never listened to a single song you'd ever put out.
That's okay.
Nice of you.
No, I'm being
and you're being real. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. But like I knew you were doing something special. Now that I've dove in, we've taken a sonic turn.
We have.
To get us to a place that is, and by the way, I just want to say like I became friends with Dasha on the pure merit of her personality, character, and morals and heart, right? Not
I love you. That's
on
so
her good
sweet.
looks and talent, okay?
Where did you guys meet? How did you guys know each other first of all?
I don't know, friends, mutual
Through
friends.
Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would just
okay.
party together. We just ran into each other all the time out for like a year.
Yeah, but then, yes, and then we attempted to do a road trip together one time.
Yes.
With my dog Lenny.
Yes. And then your dog pissed on me
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the car.
Totally makes sense.
And I was stuck in the back of his car with this dog. Actually, I really love your dog. And your dog was freaking out on the road.
Yeah, he was
freaking out.
He's really not good in almost any situation that's not our house.
We were trying to drive up to Big Bear, right?
Yeah.
And we drove like an hour outside of LA. The dog was freaking out.
He's
we
like-
realized the Airbnb wouldn't take the dog.
Yeah.
And so we're like, fuck this. And we just turned around.
Yeah, we did.
And came home.
No, yeah. That's the story.
But it was a sweet little story that you, me, and Justin shared.
It was
so.
really nice. It means a lot. But back to the sonic change.
Yes, let's
because
go back.
There is dude, there's a departure between Dirty Blonde
Yeah.
and where we're at today.
There was a right turn. Yeah.
A hard right.
A hard right.
And
yeah.
How do we get to country being the genre that is best suited for the storytelling that you're looking to really do?
So actually, I'm going to call it a U-turn instead of a right turn because I started with country. It was me and a guitar, and it was me with my dramatic-ass feelings as like a 10-year-old writing songs. And I was really inspired by Dolly Parton and Taylor Swift and Miranda Lambert, and Casey Musgraves was the first person I heard the lyrics of, and I was like, I can see it in my head, you know? And I was so inspired by that. So at 10, I started writing songs, and it was all country. It was all country pop. I started playing shows, country pop. And then in high school, I decided to go pop just because I'm like, oh, it's way cooler, blah, 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 blah. And then I went to Belmont for pop music. And then after putting Dirty Blonde out, I was just like, I don't feel like this music is me. And I was having a crisis. This was literally a year ago. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I don't feel like myself in my music. And it was this really bizarre feeling because I think I was changing so much as a person too that I couldn't tell who I really was, but all I knew is the music I was making was not me. It was not genuine. And so I actually was my brother's ex-girlfriend at the time. She was like, girl, do country music. I'm like, what? Because all I'd ever listened to was country. Like as a consumer, it's all I ever listened to. And also I write music in such a country way because it's all about the story.
Yeah.
It's just me and a guitar. And it was kind of staring me right in the face the whole time. I just needed someone to say it to me very bluntly. And I was like, oh.
But and there is also something to this, like, departure from one's roots and then coming back to it. Because, like, for whatever reasons, and in this case, maybe it was, like, cultural, societal, or, like, whatever it was telling you that, like, country wasn't cool at that moment that was pushing you away. But coming back to it is really always where you find the most success.
Yeah.
And, like, some of the biggest artists in the world have, like, shared that through line of advice on the show. And I hear it over and over again. It's like going back to where it all began and why it all began kind of allows you to, like, really, like, I don't know, approach it from a whole new way, because at that moment in time, you're, like, approaching it with a whole new set of skills and mindset. Like, you wrote so many fucking songs, 200 songs for that pop album. There's no way that pop album didn't help you become a better songwriter
100%.
to be the country artist you are today.
Yeah, I was actually talking about that yesterday. Like, I think I had to go into this whole pop world to figure out my sound and had to figure out what is genuine to me. And so I, like, wouldn't be here without taking that turn into the pop world.
And I gotta say, genuine, like, nothing about your look has ever changed. And your look has always been, like, very uniquely you.
Thanks.
Yeah, like, you've always dressed the same way. Like, the corset energy with fucking
I love
jeans.
it. Yeah, the
and,
low
like,
rise.
it's so confusing, yet it flows because it's you.
Thanks.
It's cool.
Yeah. I know. I feel like I've never felt more like myself than in the past few months. And it feels really good to not be so confused about who I am as a person, because that's daunting.
So, like, what's the biggest thing that's come into, like, focus?
I think, like, me personally,
Yeah.
I think through Austin blowing up and stuff and giving me this platform, it's shown me how important it is to stay really real and, like, vulnerable, but also, like, genuine as much as possible. And I've been having a lot of fun and feeling very rewarded by getting to inspire my female fans to be so unapologetically themselves and, like, get crass, girl, like, do your thing, you know? And it's just been a really amazing opportunity to just inspire girls to, like, really just say fuck you to the world and be, like, do your thing. Like, do not let society shut you up. Don't let society pit women against each other. I've dealt with that so much in my life already, and it's awful as a 24-year-old. And I'm just like, it's all good. Do your thing. Let's run this shit. Like, there's room for everybody if you're yourself.
Is that the message you want people to walk away with from Austin?
Yeah.
So I want to get to the origin of the record,
Okay.
but I want to, like, really understand the album as a whole. So your brother's ex-girlfriend tells you to do country music.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Okay.
I mean, what is that process like, coming to terms with that? And then when do you actually start writing?
We were driving up to Slow, my hometown, San Luis Obispo.
Please, we're on Wild 106
Please.
for many years.
Oh my God.
I don't-
Wild 106 was my station growing up.
Yeah, we've talked about this. Like, I want to say something like, in very few places where Dan and I could be a local celebrity. In San Luis Obispo,
Yeah.
we're fucking one. Slow
Yeah.
for
You
life.
guys are there. You guys are there.
Yeah, dude, slow.
My
baby.
mom's actually a radio host at NPR at
Shut
the
No
the
way.
local radio. Isn't that funny?
That's cool as shit. Well, you know what I also learned today? And this goes to show you that, like, I really just, like, I fucked with you so hard. I didn't even, like, care. I had no idea your brother, and maybe, like, somebody had told me, but your brother's Brando.
Bardo.
Bardo. Jesus Christ. Bardo. I know
Bardo,
it's
but
Bardo.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm so
And Beauty
fucked.
School Dropout.
Yes. Yeah, I had no idea until
Yeah.
it was very, like, that's so fucked.
Yeah.
Well, I did know. I think I just forgot it, and, like, now
There's a lot going on. It's all good.
Is
Yeah,
that-
and he and I work on music together. He, like, helped with the album. He's helping with the new music. Like, he and I work together a lot. We were just in Miami doing a writing camp for the album.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to the process
Okay,
of
there's
this.
a lot going.
Okay, you go to Slow
Yeah.
after this. What happens from there?
So this was Thanksgiving 2022. Okay. I'm, like, about to drop Dirty Blonde coming January. Okay. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. I love this album. I love the songwriting. Don't feel connected to this music. And I love the album. I don't want to shit on this album at all. Like, Dirty Blonde was sick. But I also knew as a person I was changing so much that I was like, okay, country is what I need to do. And so at the beginning of last year, I started going into all my sessions with this mindset of, I don't want to be like, all of a sudden I'm country. I wanted to keep it very much me. And country to me was just the instrument choices. I'm like, I want to add banjo and fiddle and acoustic guitar on everything and just make it sound like you're in the room. You could play it around a campfire. That was kind of the vibe I was going for. So I wrote "Drown Me" first on the record, and I was going through it. This album is an era for me. I was going through it. Thank God, though. Business expense, right? Heartbreaks are business expenses, guys. And so I wrote "Drown Me," and then I wrote "King of California." No. Then I wrote "Austin" next. And after I wrote "Austin," all the writers were like, "Oh shit, girl. Like, we got a banger on our hands." Didn't even have a manager at this time. Managerless. This was last March, okay? This is how fast shit has changed. Last March, no management, had written "Austin," and I was like, okay, I have this cool song on my hands. I need to find a team. And Bardo sent it to Alex, who's now my manager, who also manages Bardo. And he's been wanting to work in country music. And so he heard "Austin," heard the other tracks on the album. I just written "King of California" also. And he was just like, we're doing this. We're fucking running with this. And he was just my biggest champion, my biggest fan, and like got the team together.
But you release, okay, there's two things I want to get to. It's like emotionally, how do you get to Austin? But then from a business standpoint, like there's a lot going on there because you signed to a record label after the song's released.
Yeah. I was independent.
Balls in your court, sis.
Yeah.
Sis.
I got a fantastic deal.
Fucking
I had
amazing.
a bidding war.
Yeah, and they're obsessed with you.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's the best thing ever.
The New York Times said you've revolutionized country music or something yesterday.
Yeah.
Something big. Like it's a country song of the year or something.
I'm like the poster child of country becoming mainstream.
Sick.
It's insane.
Why do you think so?
What the fuck?
Well, why? Why you?
I think it's because I'm approaching country in a very accessible way. You know, I'm showing that I'm from California. Yeah, slow is kind of country. It's half surfer, half country. I grew up riding horses.
I want to make that clear, though. She's 100% right. Like, I think there's a lot of people out there that are going to be like, a California girl cannot be country. That's bullshit.
Bullshit.
That is so
Jump
bullshit.
parties from California.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
You come and drive through California and really see it.
So hick. People don't understand LA or that California is bigger than like LA and Orange County. And I'm like, how do you guys not understand this?
It is also the fifth largest economy in the world. Like, and there's farms like nobody's business.
Yeah.
And like so many parts of this state that are reliant on that business and that lifestyle. And slow is one of them. And also slow is eerie. Like, dude, like oof.
Oof.
Like, dude, there's like really big trees there and shit. It's a crazy place.
Well, there's like all these huge mountains, and then also you're 10 minutes away from the beach. It's like the craziest climate. Slow is like wild. It's like people who don't know what slow is, you guys have to go, but also like don't. Like, keep it small.
Yeah, because it's like what's close to there? What's
Santa Barbara?
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz is up north.
Got it. But like it's all like kind of in the same area, no?
Like hours away, but yeah.
Wait, is it really?
Yeah. Santa Cruz is like 2 hours away.
God, I have no concept of space
It's
or
okay.
time. Anyway, back
Can't
to
be good at everything.
I don't know what I'm good at.
Like, I don't know where I am right now.
No, I very much am present and know I'm talking to you. Okay. You have a great deal. Mm-hmm. It's a crazy good deal.
Yeah, we basically took label meetings. This was the craziest part. So after Austin blew up, I was independent at that point, right? Owned everything. I had a very small team called V3 with Ben Farber and Josh Epple, and they were my biggest champions, and they were just like, we're going to pitch the shit out of you. And they had all those connections because they work in DSP and streaming, and they just got everybody on the DSPs, Spotify, Apple Music on board.
Yeah.
On fucking board. And they just loved this idea of this independent country artist bringing country to pop culture. Because it's so accessible, me half living in LA, half living in Nashville, being from California, dressing the way I do, being who I am. It's like, I don't have to be this cowboy riding cowgirl to be a country artist, you know? Like, being country is such... For me, country music is 3 chords and the truth. That's what they always say in Nashville. And... that's all it is. It's really just as simple as that.
Hello, beautiful human. Every year, millions of gamers experience IGSS, inadequate gaming setup syndrome. Luckily, a cure has been found. You have to go beyond. With the Vibrasonic mattress by Beyond Sleep. This thing has 6 built-in subwoofers, USB ports for charging, LED lights so you never stub your toe. It gives you an acoustic massage when you want it, plus adjustable degrees of comfort. This right here is the best way to game ever. Cure your IGSS today at BeyondSleepTech.com. It's interesting. Like, we had Lainey Wilson on the other day, and we
No
love
way.
Lainey, and she's fucking incredible.
She's
and
so awesome.
her most recent song is what, Dan?
Watermelon Moonshine.
No, country.
Oh, Country's Cool Again.
Oh, yeah, country's cool again.
Oops. Yeah, Country's
She
Cool
said
again.
it best. Watermelon moonshine.
Great song. You want to show off your Stanley Cup?
Oh my God, let me see.
It's still in the box here, but I got a limited edition
really-
Lainey Wilson
He's really proud of it.
Stanley Cup, and it's autographed.
What
so
the hell?
Starting at $10,000 if you want it.
10,000?
Yeah, that's where
I'll
it's
give you
starting.
$20.
Well, we'll talk after the show.
I haven't gotten the deal money in
I was
yet,
saying, you
so
got-
we're running a little dry. But
Yeah.
I can give you 20 right now.
You get
And
paid
then I owe
for
you.
you get paid for Austin yet? How much?
I have not actually gotten paid for it yet.
But
Getting paid.
okay,
Soon. Circling back.
yeah, because there's so much genuinely that's gone into this. Because who comes up with, you have a hit on your hands because the writers in the room are telling you. Who then tells you to go to TikTok and start distributing this thing before you like who pushes you?
Well, it was me pushing it.
Great.
Because I knew that TikTok is the easiest way to get millions of people to see me in a day, obviously, and it's free. It just makes sense. But the line dance idea came from a very genuine spot. Alex and I, my manager, we were talking about it, and I grew up dancing, 15 years of ballet, like nutcracker, ass in a tutu. Like that was me. And my favorite way to interact with music is through dance. And I was like, it would be so fucking sick to do a line dance. Like, so simple so anybody could do it. Because what I saw is like, I want to be performing at Stagecoach and having 10,000 people line dancing. Like, I want a mosh pit of line dancers.
that'd
Like,
be cool.
that's what I want. I want to make a honky tonk at my show. And so we're like, let's just like make a line dance. So me and this girl, Susanna, we choreographed it. And I just posted it on TikTok, got my friend Zoe to be in it with me. And it just blew the fuck up the first time we actually pushed it. It was weirdly effortless.
So it just emanated from you, your
Yeah.
account, no label,
No.
just a manager.
It was literally 4 of us on the team. There were 6 of us with my PR early on. Like it was a 6-man team, including me, doing this entire thing.
That's
no
sick.
label, no anything.
So when do you realize that this thing has penetrated culture?
Like probably 2 weeks in. Actually 3 days in, I get this DM from this DJ in Louisville, Kentucky. Fuck, I always fuck that up. Louisville, Kentucky. I'm from California, guys. Sorry. Louisville, Kentucky. They're gonna kill me for that. But he was like, "Hey, this is crazy. We had like 10 people requesting to play Austin because they all wanted to do your line dance." And he sent me this video of like 30 people doing it. And that was like 3 days in after I'd posted that first line dance. And that was like my North Star is like, all I want is for DJs to be playing this song in every honky tonk Friday night. Like if only that happens, I'm
won.
good. I'm won. And that happened 3 days in. And we were just like looking at each other like, there's no fucking way. This is insane. It just took off. It was so natural. I think people just wanted that genuine connection to country music again. I think people miss that. I think Zach Bryan is the one that kind of brought it into pop culture again because it wasn't about drinking beer and hot girls with long legs. It was about real shit that he was going through. But sonically it was so rootsy and country that it just worked. And so having that female perspective of it, plus getting country to become part of pop culture, it just like all kind of came together in this beautiful storm.
Is Austin a person or a place?
It's a place in Texas.
But is that what you're singing about?
Yeah. But I've actually never been to Austin. That's the tea.
Interesting.
So how do we get to where we are?
The song is a very real song. The emotions, all that stuff in it, it's a made-up storyline around those emotions. So it was a fabricated, I was never moving to LA with this guy from Austin. That was more of like the storyline around my anger about being just put off in this relationship and all these bullshit excuses and all that stuff. And that's where like, did your boots stop working? Did your truck break down? Because you tell me the most bullshit excuses all the time. And I was just like, let's just make fun of this dude and make him feel like an idiot. And we did.
So you took the roots of reality and then just really
And really just made a story up.
dressed it in something else.
Dressed it up.
How'd you realize that was an approach you could take to songwriting?
I think seeing like Casey Musgraves and Taylor Swift do that so beautifully, it's been really inspiring to, because I mean, there's no way that all those stories they write about are true, you know, like you have to have some type of imagination. It's kind of like movie working, you know, it comes from such a real emotional place and then you make up a story that's bigger than life to like really sell the story. And it just felt natural. I actually freestyled the first 2 lines of the song. I have a voice memo of it. And we were just playing the chords. We're like, what do we want to write about? And I was like, did your boots stop working? Did your truck break down? And we're like, oh my God, what is this? And I was like, oh, ha, ha, ha. They're like, no. We're writing this song. We were actually writing another song during the session before. And I didn't like it. And I was like, guys, take 5. We're resetting. Stopped writing that song and then wrote Austin in like an hour.
Oh, dude, you must share the voice memo. Do you have it?
Yeah, I
want
have
to
it.
hear it right now.
Do you want
Please
to hear
play
it?
it. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Phone, please.
Oh, Ben, bring it in. Wait,
I'll show it to
that's... You knew
darling.
in the moment.
Let's see. It's part of this. Actually, I just posted this on TikTok. I posted this whole little video about how we made the song. It's in here. Here we go. Yeah, let's break open the session.
There is so much tea.
Do you see this?
Yeah.
This is the room we made it in. It was you, me, Adam, and Cheyenne. We were writing this about your girl was motherfucking mad. We literally got footage of me freestyling the chorus. Honestly, that was a short clip.
It's really short.
I can send it to you and we can put it in here. But it's really cool because we're just playing the chords and I'm like, did your boot stop working? Did your truck break down? And then I go off in the melody a little bit and it was just like so like, oh fuck yeah. It was just a fuck yes across the board.
Do you know where you were at, like, mentally? Did it just...
Yeah, I was
Are you thinking about it actively, or...?
not now. No, I was talking to this guy who lived in Nashville and it was just a very toxic, like weird. It was just I don't even want to talk about that because it just fucked me up for so long. It was a situationship that lasted a year and a half. And it was so dragged on and my heart was so broken by it that there was just the entire album's about this situation basically. That's kind of how I write music. I write it in, for lack of better terms, like eras of my life. And like it was just this era of me going back and forth, moving to LA, going back and forth from Nashville, and seeing this guy and knowing it's not going to work out, but still having this like hope of like, yeah, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. No, it's not. Oh my God, it's not going to work out. And it was just this back and forth for a year and a half. And it was horrible.
But worth it.
But worth it for the songs, for sure.
What do you learn from it?
I learned that like, if it's in love, I'm going to give you some advice here, okay? In love, if it doesn't feel safe, it's not right. And this always felt dangerous and it was fun, obviously, because it was so dangerous and like unpredictable. But it was never right because it felt so unsafe. Like I never felt like home around this person.
Can you, describe that? Like, what is unsafe? Is it uneasy? Like
it was uneasy. I never knew what he was going to say. I never knew what he was going to think, do, how he's going to treat me, if he was going to go off with some other girl. Like that was happening. But because I was like, oh my God, I like him so much. Like it's okay. Like it's worth it. But it was not worth it. I mean, it was worth it for the songs. Thank you for Austin, sir. Make a fucking bag off that one. But
Have you spoken to him since all this happened?
no, I don't need to. I was debating on unfollowing him on Instagram the other day, and I was like, do I do it? Do I do it? I did it. So
You still follow him?
no, unfollowed.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean, he's like not a part. I don't even think about him anymore.
Yeah.
This is my first time I thought about him in like 6 months.
That's so healthy.
Yeah,
So this song really had, this album or this song had a part in that release?
the whole album did. The whole album was about this dude and this whole thing I was in. And I'm so glad for it because I learned a lot about myself and I think I grew up a lot during this experience. But also, like I got an amazing album out of it, you know, and I felt so much.
Is he the king of California?
No. The lyric is like, I've been born in the orange with the king of California. The king of California was kind of like my lifestyle. It was kind of like a weird metaphor for like being in California. And I was kind of making myself the king of California in that song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Share the City is a really interesting perspective and take.
Yeah, you like that one?
Yeah. And something that's super relevant, this idea of like having to, I don't know, share any amount of space, no matter how big or small, with that same person, the idea of having to run into them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because a lot of people go through that.
Yeah, it makes me sick to my stomach
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Oh, God, really?
Yes. Oh.
You relate?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Of course. It's
What was
rough.
your favorite song on the album?
I mean, dude,
So curious.
I'm big on 42, but I really love
Yes,
Austin.
okay.
I think Austin is a genuine hit.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to tell you that one, but
I
like,
think you got something on your hands here.
yeah, I think you're going to be a star, kid. Like, something big.
Where are we on the Billboard charts right now?
47, I think.
Hell yeah, and it's only climbing from there.
Yeah, I was at 57 or 42 maybe. I think we actually might be at 42, 43. I'm like, do you know? I don't know.
Billboard in my head.
There's like so much news going around right now. I just like can't keep it straight. But like in the 40s which is so sick.
Why are people so confused about the boots stop working line?
Dude, have you seen the comments about that?
People are just like think it's a joke.
They're so upset
It
about
makes
that line.
complete sense. Oh, it's a bad excuse. Your boots stopped working. Why aren't you here? My boots stopped working.
Exactly. It's because if someone said like, "Oh, sorry, I couldn't show up. My boots stopped working," like that's so funny.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get why are people so caught up about a metaphor.
And there's
Like
comments,
you've been to third grade, you know what a metaphor is.
and there's comments with like 100,000 likes saying, "What does this line mean?"
exactly.
LOL.
People just love to hate though.
Yeah, well, they're jumping on the bandwagon of
Yeah,
hating
they
on
love
the
to
line.
hate. But if you're hating, if you get haters, it means you're doing something right. So
Can you break? It's so
Okay.
true. Can you break down 42 for me though,
I can.
please?
Yeah, this is like, of course. God damn it, you found the tea. This song, okay, so this one is a connector because I wrote 42 by myself originally at my mom's house. It was 40. It was literally the text from the guy was, "How many days till you move to Nashville?" And I literally said 42 back because it was like this whole like countdown thing. And then I wrote the whole song, and then I meet my current boyfriend 2 weeks after that, and I forget all about the dude, like the old dude, all about him, because his name's Arden, my boyfriend, Arden Jones. You know him? Music,
Yes.
so fucking good. I met him, and it was just like the feeling of home, and I was like, oh, this is like safe, and this is love. This is like real. It's weird. The first night we met, I knew we were gonna date. It was the weirdest thing, and he had the same feeling. It was very strange.
What was it?
He made me so happy. And like the safe thing, I just felt so safe around him. And I knew he had my back. I didn't know anything about him, but it was his gut feeling. I go a lot on my gut. And everything about my gut was just absolutely
It's the
wonderful.
right way to be.
Happiness.
You're a Pisces.
I am a Pisces. I have a lot of feelings.
Yeah,
I'm a double Pisces.
that's crazy. So is my boyfriend.
Really? Who's your boyfriend?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you haven't met him.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
His name is Jay. I'll introduce you. Yeah.
Want to meet?
Yeah,
Oh my God, so much has changed.
We'll go on a double date.
Oh my God, can we please?
Yeah, I would
That'd
love
be
that.
really cute.
Yeah, that'd be fucking amazing.
That'd be really cute.
But you are very emotional.
I am. I have a lot of emotions.
But you also you trust your emotions. You
Yeah.
go with your emotions for good or bad.
I do. I do go with them. I don't know. I just have always felt a lot and been very. Thank God I'm socially aware because this would get me into like really bad situations if I wasn't. But my emotions like lead everything, and like I feel so deeply, and also I feel so deeply what other people are feeling. So like I'm very like intuitive of like, oh, this person's feeling this way, so I'm gonna act this way so they don't feel this way. You know what I mean?
100%.
My brain's always doing that.
It's always working really hard.
Yeah, my heart.
But
She's working.
it turns into quality records, like 42.
Thanks. Yeah, so back to that one. I actually ended up rewriting the second verse to make that part about Arden. So the first half of the song is about Mr. Nashville, and second part
I was about to
is about Mr. LA.
That's cool.
I know.
What was it like sharing that though with him?
It was interesting because like it was the first part, obviously he knew it was not about him. It was funny because he came into the picture like 2 weeks before I moved to Nashville. It was the weirdest timing ever. We met at Barney's Beanery in LA.
Classic.
The one in West Hollywood?
Of course. Yep.
Yep.
Of course. I was running around there like a little menace. I was in my partyful era. And I met him and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm moving to Nashville in 2 weeks, not thinking anything of it. And then we spent every night together until I moved. And I was like, fuck. Like, this is horrible timing. But also, it's been really amazing timing because we're both such busy people. And it's been really cool actually learning how to, like, be away from each other because our lives are always on the road.
You actually
You
grew
know?
stronger that way.
100%. And we have so much, like, trust between each other. And we just, like, want the best for us.
So special.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thanks.
So is this next project rooted in love or what's the deal?
I think so. There's a lot of really sweet love songs because this is the first time I've actually been in love before.
But also, do you feel like you're rushing yourself to make an album, or do you feel like you've actually been sitting on this last album for so long before it started to blow up?
One thing I do like about this album is I wrote it and then months later it came out. Like
Yeah.
it was a fast release, and that's how I like to do it because I write so much music. I already have an album's worth for the next project, but we're gonna make a deluxe album
Sick.
first, and then we're gonna worry about the next project. And we already have all the songs plus so many pluses on the deluxe. Yeah. So we have to like narrow it down to a few.
Okay, so break this down for me.
Okay.
So you have a deluxe album ready to go plus another new album ready to go.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a lot of music, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we're still writing for the new album. Like I know I can beat some of the songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you started this current album, which you can listen to. What Happens Now? It's waiting for you all on Amazon Music.
Yes, it is.
You started this album back last March.
Yeah.
Got it. Out within a year. When was it
within a year.
finished?
It was finished early January. That's when all the mastering was done for everything.
And when was Austin starting to do its thing?
Well, Austin came out in November. It was one of the singles.
Yeah.
And it didn't catch on until early February.
Was there ever a point but in those, what was that, 5 months where you kind of like lost hope and you're like, oh, I thought I had the song, but it's not taking off like I wanted to?
Honestly, this is the first, in the past, I've felt that so hard. But for some reason, this time, I just knew it was going to work.
Yeah.
The songs were they were so me. That's the best way to describe them. Like, they were just so real. And I was like, the right people are going to find this album and they're going to really like love my music. And I just knew it. And so I really never lost hope, even though even Cowboys Cry on the album was the first single that came out in September maybe. And that one was not anything crazy. You know, a couple people found it, had, a couple thousand streams, whatever. But I just knew it was going to be like a slow burn. And then once we started pushing Austin, I knew it was going to launch the whole thing. And that's exactly what happened.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you have any expectations before dropping this, or did you go in really with nothing?
I didn't have expectations, but I knew I was going to be excited about the results. I don't know, the only way I can describe it is it was a gut feeling. I just knew it was going to work. And all my entire team just knew it was going to work too. It was one of those things where we had such strong conviction, and we were all so visionary about the album, and we all saw it, and we saw how people were going to connect to it so strongly that we just went into it like it was like the biggest song in the world. And now it is one of the biggest songs in the world. We kind of manifested it in like a weird way.
Manifestation is real.
Oh, 100%.
But like you can't manifest anything without also working for it.
Yeah.
Right? And like luck is like, I don't know, like some people say like something like combination of like timing and preparation or something.
Preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is 100% true. You wrote 200 plus songs to get to this album.
Yeah.
More. I mean, you probably could have written 300 plus.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
I've probably written like 2,000 songs in my entire life.
Wow.
I write almost every day. Just from like a love of writing standpoint.
How do those start? Or do they start the same way every day? Or is there a different...
Sometimes, like, we call it this antenna. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, I get this song in my head and I don't know where it comes from. And I just have it in my head and I hear it and then I write it down.
Who are your parents?
My parents are really cool people. My dad...
I mean, they live in Slow. They have to be cool. A lot of artists there and shit.
Yeah. There's a lot of, like, local songwriters. There's a whole hub for, like, songwriting and, like, what am I saying? Like, local craft fairs.
Like
art.
So much art.
Big art.
Yeah.
And Cal Poly is this really dope school that...
for design.
Mm-hmm. My mom was a professor there of architecture.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, she's a real one, eh?
Oh, she's a real one. That was so Canadian of you.
It's like...
Yeah, you've been saying A lot recently.
What's going on here?
It's really from my Australian boyfriend. Yeah. It's
Australian?
Yeah.
Dude, we have so much to catch up on. You need to tell me everything. I'm so curious.
He's great. Well,
fuck this interview. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, just can it? Like, can we...
Okay, cut. Thank you.
I'm going to leave. So wait, your dad does what? Mom's an architect.
My mom's an architect / radio host.
Sick.
Nice combo.
Right?
Yeah.
Never heard that one before. And then, dude, my family's so wacko. Like, I want to do a podcast with all of them because we're all just such strong characters. And then my dad, he is an entrepreneur. He's kind of a business guy.
Sick.
He sold his company in 2008, and he's kind of been like dadager for me growing up. He
Amazing.
was like booking me all these coffee show gigs and winery gigs, and he was so... Like, he basically was managing me and Bardo before we had actual managers.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He's a dancer, too. He does improv, like improvisational dancing.
What?
Like, no, exactly what you're thinking about. That's it. Yeah. And he would love to take you with him.
I would
Say
love
the words.
To go.
You want to go?
Honestly?
It's actually really cool. It's cool to, like, get out of your head and just, like, move your body. And it takes you a second to be like, this looks so ridiculous, but also no one gives a fuck because everyone's just
doing it.
doing it. It's pretty wild.
Only in slow with that.
He brought it to slow. He was the first one to like bring it to slow.
Wait, what do? You just kind of close your eyes and go?
Improvisational dancing. Yeah, it's like it's usually kind of like rhythmic, like drum kind of music, and you just kind of fucking feel it. Like you're like kind of stretching your body.
No, it's
and
giving
like,
Lord, honestly.
Yeah, no, literally, Lord Core is this dance. It's
I'm in.
like when I tell you my family is so like it's a sitcom.
No, your brother's pretty weird too, but like in a good way. Like he's such an artist.
He's a genius. He's a savant. He's like the best producer I've ever seen in my entire life.
You guys are very smart. Well, your parents seem really
My parents
smart.
are very intelligent people.
Yeah.
Yeah. They raised us in a very intellectual way.
Is it just the two of you?
And my little sister Carmen.
Sick.
Yeah. She's at UC Berkeley.
Damn.
She's more the athlete, smart girl.
Bunch of winners, the three of you.
Bunch of winners. We all look exactly the same too. It's copy paste.
That's wild.
Yeah, you and your brother do look
Now I
the same.
see it though, like
Now
because
that you can like see it, right?
yeah, it's
Like
crazy.
if I take my makeup off and like I have super curly hair like he does, it's like actually hilarious how much we look alike.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
And I'm sure your parents are so incredibly proud of you.
They are. They were here this past weekend when I was on Kimmel, and they came down to celebrate, and it was my first, live TV debut, and I just cried the whole weekend. I was so happy. We're a bunch of criers, my family.
Didn't the paparazzi get you outside of Kimmel?
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I got TMZ'd outside of Kimmel. Do you see that picture?
Yeah.
Dasha looking slightly frazzled. Did you see that?
Pull it up.
Dude, did you actually not see it?
No, I want to see it
my
though
God.
right now.
Look, I actually have this screenshot on lock because it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Here we go. Zoom in on this hoe. Ready? Here we go. And mind you, the Getty. The photo credit is the Getty, okay? So they did me dirty. This is posted on The Sun.
Wait, dude, what?
Dasha was spotted looking slightly frazzled as she was getting ready ahead of her television debut on Jimmy Kimmel. This is the fucking picture they choose? Like, help a girl out. Like, be for real right now. Like, I'm already balancing haters on the fucking internet being like, where the fuck did this girl from? And I'm like, I don't know. I just popped up too. But like, really? Like, this is the picture, guys? You get one shot? Like, oh my God. Whatever. Kind of iconic, but.
It is iconic.
It is. It is.
And the first of many paparazzi
At least I got
moments.
a paparazzi picture.
You're
Like,
gonna
I've never
have
gotten one
many.
before. That was pretty cool.
Sis, first of many. First of
of many.
many. So is there something that you wish that people on the internet knew about you that they just don't?
I'm just a normal fucking person, you know?
Truth.
I'm just a goofy gal, and I'm a songwriter first. That's what I always like to say. Like, my music is all about the songwriting. That's my first love, and that's why I write for a bunch of other artists too. And I'm such a songwriter.
Are you still doing that?
Not in the past 2 months. I've been a little bit too busy for that, but yeah, I'm like definitely trying to write for other people.
Why?
I love it.
What
I think
is-
I can help other people make the art that they want to make.
What is it about? Like, is it two different muscles or is it the same?
It is. It's two different muscles. It's the same technical muscle, but it's also so nice getting out of my artist brain and using this muscle that I've developed so well into like making music that's not my genre. Or like I really want to write for Pitbull. Like that'd be so fun.
Sick. Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide,
That'd be cool.
Real 5. Yeah, I think I would kill that. Loved and like
What? You can like write one of his really fast verses?
yeah, like I'd love to write with Rihanna too. Like I'd love to
Sick.
write her a song. I'm really inspired by R&B music in my music, melody wise, and it would be really fun to just write for all these dope fucking artists.
But there's like folk to the center of your music too.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything. By the way, like one of my good friends and like one of the greatest songwriters, in my opinion, is Skylar Grey, who like started as a folk songwriter and would go on to like write for fucking Dr. Dre, Eminem, and Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck else in their life could say that they wrote for those three artists?
Right.
Consistently, more than once.
Insane.
No, like, but at the core, all the songs are the same, you know? Even the folk stuff that she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really wild.
I know. It's about developing this perspective on a situation. It's really songwriting is like the most bizarre thing ever.
It's perspective. It's not necessarily like the production.
No, it's all about the perspective. It's all about even like the smallest little details, the word you use to describe something that'll allude to this. Like it's all about line connecting and dot connecting. And it's basically like a riddle and it's like a puzzle. It's puzzle pieces and you have to fit them together in the right way to tell a story. It's really crazy. Songwriting is like out of this world.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from this album and from this entire process so far?
My favorite thing is when I've had several grown-ass men be like, 42 wrecked me. And I realized it's like my favorite compliment ever because that song is like the most vulnerable on the album by far. And it's been really, oh my gosh, it's been really cool seeing, like, it's so important to stay vulnerable. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, just keep it real. And like, I never, ever, ever want to lose touch of who I am and like my perspective on my music. I was on a publishing meeting yesterday and they're like, what we love about you is that you have such a strong sense of self. And I realized that like, as long as I keep that alive, we'll be good.
And in order to do that, you just got to be yourself, dude.
Exactly.
And you're so grounded, and I don't think you're going to get lost in the bullshit or like the
If I
richness.
do, you better slap me out of it. I'm serious.
I have no problem doing that because
Don't
I'm
let
telling
me,
you,
don't let me.
as long as you're yourself, success is going to be everything and then some.
Thanks.
Genuinely. Like, you really, like, again, I became friends with Dasha based not just on her talents and beauty, but on her personality and heart and like the energy that this woman emits. And it's fucking, yeah.
You're sweet.
It's
Zach.
wonderful.
The talents are just like fucking icing on top of an amazing cake.
Thanks.
Yeah, just keep being yourself and everything's going to be your wildest dreams and then some, dude.
So ready for it. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
You've worked really hard for it.
Thanks.
Let me ask you a generic question. Do you feel pressure to follow up Austin?
I do feel pressure, but also I have this song that follows it up. So I kind of got the pressure off my shoulders because of that.
Do you get the same feeling as you got when you were writing and releasing Austin? That you got? Okay.
Yeah, we were writing the song and the neighbor literally came over and knocked on the door and was like, hey, you guys have been playing the song for like 6 hours. And we're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. They're like, no. I'm asking you to play it again because it's going to be a global hit. And we're like, fuck yeah.
Wait, so this is and it's not released. It's going to come on the deluxe?
It's called Bye Bye Bye. Yeah.
What?
I'll send it to you. Yeah.
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 Oh.
We're rewriting it on Thursday because I want the verses to be a little more sauced up. I want more of like a storyline.
Yeah.
But the hook is just,
So
it's so good.
What are you pulling from the storytelling process that you're like implementing? Like, what have you learned? Like, is it nuance and details? Is it being super specific? Like,
I think what I've learned is setting the scene is so important, like giving context for the story. Even like in King California, my song on the album, the first line is that hot Sunday in Texas where I ate my tears for breakfast and drove out.
so good.
That alone just, exactly, you can see it.
Yeah,
You know, I'm in
feel
the
it.
car, I'm crying, and I'm leaving a hot day in Texas. Like, it just says it all in such little words. And so less is more in that way. And if you can just say, like, context is everything. And that's what I'm just trying to kind of create more in Bye Bye Bye. Is like the verses don't have quite enough context. They're not quite as vulnerable as I want them to be. So I'm like, I want to give it another stab.
So is it fair to say that like songs start organically and naturally?
Yeah.
But, like, where they can go takes refining and work?
Yeah, I think, honestly, I've realized this in the past, like, month. One technical skill of songwriting is the actual storytelling and the writing, blah, blah, blah. But another total different side of storytelling or of songwriting is the refinement of it and learning when to delete things and learning when to not say too much and the taking back of too much stuff. You know?
Interesting. Or yeah. What's the purpose of the taking back?
That was more of production. When I was saying that, I was like, what are you talking about, Dasha? That was more production-wise, like learning less is more
Yeah,
in
totally.
a lot of ways.
100%.
Yeah. And I'm trying to sharpen that tool in my brain because I've realized that my favorite songs are simple. Just keep it simple, stupid. That's it.
I have a little thing on my desk that says that.
Really? I wanted to get it
KISS.
tattooed.
KISS, yeah.
Kiss, yeah.
It's like what they teach you, like if you're gonna like write for like be a journalist or something.
Yeah, keep it simple. Keep it real.
And then also assume that everyone's dumb. So then you choose the best.
Well, I mean,
and
a lot of people are, unfortunately.
Yeah, you don't have to assume.
So, gotta appeal to the masses.
Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens now? Is
What
waiting
happens
for
now?
you.
I love the little banjo or fiddle or something in the title track. What happens now?
Banjo?
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Dude, isn't that fun?
Yeah, it's a real good time.
We were writing it. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. It's a stadium song, but around a banjo.
Yeah.
Noah Khan really inspired me in that way.
He's such a gift.
He is I heard the other day that he knows my song.
Of course.
Through a friend.
Who
And
doesn't?
no, but he's like one of my favorite artists. And I had a little bit of a fangirl moment. I was like, that is so sick. I love him.
Of course he knows your song. I'm sure he could watch this on TikTok right now.
He
Hi,
could.
Noah Khan. Everyone say
Noah.
hi.
We should totally do a song together.
I know.
We miss you, Noah.
We miss you, Noah. I've never met you, but would like to.
He's such a gift.
He seems like a good dude.
Oh my
Just
God.
overall.
Yeah, such a beautiful
Like I feel like
person.
he and I would be really good friends. And he lives in Nashville, so I'm like, perfect. We can kick it. You know?
If you knock on that piece of wood, it will happen. There we go.
It's happening.
There we go.
It's just really exciting.
Final thoughts, Dan?
Yeah, 2 questions.
Yes,
One, do you think you could take Dirty Blonde and rewrite it as a country record?
Crazy you say that. I actually want to take a couple of the songs and reproduce them as country records and put them on this new album. You read my mind on that one.
Yeah.
Love Me Till August, Olivia, both deserve a rebrand, in my opinion. Is there another one you were thinking about?
No,
The
I was
album?
just listening. After listening to What Happens Now, I went back and re-listened to it. I was like, I can hear some of these
Yeah.
kind of fitting on what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Does that mean any song can be written for any genre?
Yeah. Production changes so much of the genre. It's weird how
Yeah.
like a lot of the songs on the album could totally be country songs. Like When I'm Naked,
Yeah.
that's a country song. And I was in denial about wanting to be a country artist. And so I was like, no, it needs to be more pop, more pop, more pop. And I think I didn't do that song justice. Honestly, I'm going to admit something right now. I feel like a lot of that album I didn't do justice because I was so in my head about genre. And I was like, this is a pop record. This has to be a pop record. But When I'm Naked is a fucking country song.
It's true.
And I'm like, hello, Dasha. That's just me growing up. You know, I was 22 writing that. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
But it's also this change of like realizing that one makes music solely for themselves and not for others, right? Or not to fit in what they think they need to be in, but what they feel.
Yeah, exactly. And I know I had to go through that exercise to get where I am today.
Oh, well, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You wrote 200 songs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
And there is like a rule of like you have to write like a song a day for years in order to get it.
Yeah. But you know what's funny is I wrote like 200 songs to write Dirty Blonde. I wrote maybe 15 songs to write this past album.
Perfect storm though. Like,
Exactly.
it's
Because I'm like, I knew exactly what I wanted.
yes,
And
you
I
have-
got it.
And you have all that experience of writing those fucking records to back you up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, dude, I have goosebumps for you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're getting like, it's so cool.
I'm so happy.
You should be very happy and very proud.
Thanks.
Great things are on the horizon for you. You have another question? You good?
I did.
You asked 2 and that's the set.
Did
You said
2.
you have 2.
Do you have 2?
Oh, you going to make a little surprise at Stagecoach this year? You don't have to tell anyone.
Wait.
But we'll keep between us.
It's so funny. I just had a vision.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think one of the
Oh,
times
yeah.
I met you was at Coachella, and I think you
Oh my God.
and you wanted to go to Stagecoach that year.
Yeah.
And I think you were trying to convince me to go with you.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I didn't go. I don't know if did you end up have you been there?
I went there last year.
You did end up going.
Dude, I actually was crying during Lainey Wilson's set because I was like, I'm going to be on the stage soon. And I was like, damn, it's actually going to happen this year. That's crazy.
That's crazy. It is gonna happen?
It's going to happen, yeah. We're still waiting on confirming a couple things, but I'm going to have a couple little pop-ups.
Giddy up.
Yeah, giddy fucking up. It's going to be a fun weekend.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
By the way, you can watch all the Stagecoach live streams happening on the Amazon Music Twitch channel. Shameless plug on that
Amazon
one.
Music,
Yeah. All
Stagecoach.
that was really good.
Thank you.
All of Dash's music. It's so funny. Be proud of yourself.
I am.
Like
Thanks.
there's so much left on this journey, but
I know. It's just the beginning. It's like
Totally.
we're like 6 weeks in. We're just pushing it to radio. Like now, in like
Crazy.
a couple weeks.
And I just want to make it clear, like she is not an industry plant. She did not just pop up out of nowhere.
Thank
This
you.
is not an overnight success. I've known her for years. You're mastering this craft, and you continue to master the craft. So
Thanks, Zach.
How do you deal with the negative comments that you mentioned earlier, or the people hating on it? People are going to hate on it just because it's so popular.
Exactly. And I realized that. And I also reading hate comments on things that I so honestly believe in on
Yeah.
like other artist stuff. It's just silly. Like people just want attention. They just are mad that it's not them or whatever the storyline is. But if you have haters, it means you're doing something right. And I'm
yeah.
just going to not overthink it. It's all good. I believe in myself. I have fans that believe in me. It's all you need.
Just keep
You know?
being you.
I have a question
Yeah.
for Zach real quick.
You have a question for
Oh.
me?
Yeah, when you guys were on your road trip to Big Bear, when Lenny was peeing on her, did you ever think she'd be sitting here a year later?
Yeah, what were your thoughts while your dog was pissing all over my lap?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Were you like, oh, she's gonna be here? I'm like,
Yeah, for real. Like, did you?
honestly, probably more stressed out over the current situation.
yeah.
Because your
Dog was like, dude, that was
he
crazy.
was not into cars.
You know, like in the back seats, and there has that like shelf thing that goes
Yeah.
over there. Lenny was pushed up in there trying to shove his face in the crack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, Zach, your dog is like not good right now. And I was like trying to grab him out of this crack. And he was like pissing on me. And I was like, I like cats. Like, what am I doing here? It was,
oh, it's so accurate.
I'm exhausted thinking about that.
Oh,
It
it's
was
so funny.
Your dog is really cute.
He's a good
And we
one.
got takeout Taco Bell, right?
Yeah,
Or
we
whatever
did.
It was. No, it wasn't Taco Bell.
No, it was Taco
Pollo
Bell.
Loco.
Pollo Loco? No, it's Taco
Is that a
Bell.
place?
That is a
That
place.
is a place, but I think it was Taco Bell.
Yeah, if you were Zach, it was Taco
Yum.
Bell.
Love Taco Bell.
The answer is like, just again being honest, like I knew Dasha again as a human being, and like I knew that you were an artist because I do remember the first day I met you. It was at somebody's house who produced M. Byhold's record.
Eli.
Yes,
That was my house. I lived
That's
there
your
with
house.
him. That's
Yes.
where I lived. I lived
That's
in Beverly
right.
Hills with him. Yeah.
Yes, and you had this cool roof, and we went to the
Yes.
roof.
Did we have a party?
Yeah, kind of.
Yes, we had a party
Like
over
an
there.
after
Kind
thing.
of. Yes, afters. Oh.
Yeah.
It was an after party thing, I think.
That's when I met you for the first time, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, Eli.
With Eli.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
I lived
so
with
funny.
3 guys at that house. That was my first place in LA.
Crazy.
It was like a New Girl. It was so fun. So fun.
It gave New Girl.
It was good.
So I to answer like no, and I also really didn't fully know that you were making country music. I knew that you were a pop artist, and I knew that you were a songwriter, and I knew that you were writing for other people. But like in this fashion, did I ever think Dasha would be on our show being a country superstar? No, being like 100%. But I also
I didn't even know it at that time either.
Totally.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
here
hard.
we are.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you can't predict
Look,
that stuff.
No, you can't. It just the universe was like bippity boppity boo, bitch. Here you go, and I'm like, great.
Or
I love it.
Totally. I think the universe just made you really focus on where you came from
Yeah,
and go back to where you came from because that's what you
Exactly.
genuinely needed. But it's also clearly like what you do best because a common thread is like feeling home in things, and like there's no way you don't feel home with country music and in this genre. And
I feel so happy. It's the same feeling of being in love. Like I feel
Yeah.
so safe in this genre. I feel so happy. Like it's so real for me.
you're at home.
It's so real. Yeah, exactly. I feel like I went back home by making this album. I'm like, damn, I'm back in slow. I'm back riding horses every Sunday. Like, we're good.
It's cool shit.
Baby Dasha is very happy right now.
You should be very proud.
Yeah. Thanks.
Dasha is amazing. Listen to her music, the whole discography waiting for you below on Amazon Music. You good? Mm-hmm. God, so much success is waiting for you.
Thanks.
Just
I love you guys. This is so fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, first of many appearances, keep being yourself,
Yeah,
okay?
let's do it.
Yeah, love you, Dasha.
Love you too.
Dasha, everybody.